Joining us tonight is Congressman Matt Gaetz, member of the House Judiciary and Armed Services Committees. It's great to have you with us. Let me start out with Comey and this late effort to subpoena him, to bring him in for testimony. I have to tell you, I'm not a fan of what the Judiciary Committee has done, to be straightforward about it. But at least you're doing something here now, your committee. You've been doing much throughout. But I have to say, the fact that no one apparently asked Comey what he realized about that FISA warrant, knowing that the Democrats had paid for it. I mean, that's just on its face unlawful.
John Ratcliffe asked a series of questions that I think would have revealed more information about FISA abuses. James Comey just wouldn't answer them because he had very selective amnesia. Whenever we tried to understand who was in the room, what views were being discussed, who could corroborate or refute his version of events, he was always very hazy on those details. But if there was any possibility to put the president in a bad light, Jim Comey definitely took those shots. And you see that he's going to continue to do it on the campaign trail, Lou. And I think this highlights the multi-pronged war that President Trump is in right now against the establishment, against the Democrats, against the deep state and their allies like Jim Comey. And it's one of the reasons why it's so important that President Trump select Mark Meadows to be chief of staff, because Mark's a guy who understands the media, understands the politics, and there is no person President Trump could consider that knows the facts better than Mark Meadows, so that we mount the defense that we should have been mounting during the 115th Congress.
Well, as your electoral record demonstrates clearly and boldly, you certainly have not lost a step in your capacity as a campaigner. And I think that would be an understatement. Do you think Mark would take the job if offered?
I do. I think Mark is a patriot, and he shares the frustration that you do, and that so many, hundreds of thousands, a million viewers you have every night that are just wondering why not more is happening to unlock the potential of President Trump's agenda. We've got one of us in the White House, a disruptor, someone who believes in this country and will take on the special interests.
Well, let me ask you a
question.
question.
He needs someone like Mark Meadows who can execute on that vision, and we could see even better results for the American people.
Yeah, I think what we want is somebody who can execute for the president's vision day in and day out. But what I would like to have is somebody, a lot of folks actually in that White House, who stand up and defend this president every damn day. I would also like to have somebody in the Republican Party leadership, whether it's the House or the Senate, standing up and just pointedly and passionately pointing out that what the Dems are doing is nothing more than a propaganda blitz, and it's pure rank bull. And I don't hear Mitch McConnell saying that. I don't hear Paul Ryan saying it. The American people are just about done with the Republican Party if they can't find the passion to stand up for the man who is representing the interest of working men and women, the American middle class, and the Republican Party seems to be representing nothing other than the Koch brothers, Wall Street, the Chamber of Commerce. Where the hell are the Republican leaders?
Well, we need more warriors here in the Congress that will pick up the baton in that respect. And, if you look at what the president's been able to do in the absence of tremendous congressional support, it really could get you excited about what it would mean if we would actually have his back. But if you had Mark in there, you would actually operationalize the agenda. It wouldn't be just what we're talking about. There would be more, I think, occurring in the country to validate the boldness of this president. But if we don't have somebody in that role who understands how the opposition fights, then I think we'll be behind the eight ball. 54% of Americans, Lou, believe that this Russia investigation is politically motivated. So we've got the wind at our back to go
it's
make
corrupt, it's outrageous, it's an affront against every American value. And who the hell is standing up in your entire leadership team? I'm not talking about you and Jordan and Meadows and Biggs. I'm talking about your leadership. Who among them has stood up and said this is nonsense, it's outrageous, it's an affront against the American people and the millions of Americans who voted for this president and our system of justice to pursue prosecution, political persecution against this president?
I will give Steve Scalise and Kevin McCarthy credit for joining us in our call for a second special counsel to go after the people who've broken the law.
Can I be clear?
That's something. Paul Ryan didn't do that. But Scalise and McCarthy
but
did.
it is not what I would call a passionate defense of this president. It was,
no, that's what you see me offer.
When the Republicans get tired of writing letters and start to do things in that leadership, they may have a chance of recapturing the House. But until then, I don't think there's a chance in hell. What do you think?
Well, you're going to see the Democrats do real oversight. They're not going to have the low-energy oversight we had, and then we'll have to explain to our constituents why we couldn't get the truth about FISA abuses, but the Democrats are going to do everything they can to frustrate, disrupt, and distract President Trump. So we've got to be focused on our job in the minority, which is laying out the defense of the president against a corrupt, illegal, unfounded investigation that, by the way, to bring it back to Comey, even Comey admitted when he was fired there was no evidence of collusion. Even Lisa Page, who hated Trump, said there was nothing there.
Congressman, I have the utmost respect for you. I like you a lot. But I got to tell you, in addition to all of those things, you're going to have to bring a political fist right across the nose of the left if you're going to have any impact in defending this president. This is going to be a street fight, and trust
me. Let's get the best street fighter in Congress at the president's side. That's Mark Meadows, and I think that's ultimately the message I wanted to deliver. We have the tools to win. Let's go use them. Let's get on the field, and let's do everything we can for this president, this agenda, and this great country.
Right on. And Congressman, your message, when delivered 3 times, even I absorb. Thank you very much. Good to have you with us. Matt Gaetz.
Thank you, Lou.